And we're back, guys. I'm your host, Good Energy. I give you the rundown on tennis coverage every day. Do me a favor. If you're listening to this right now, if you clicked on the video, go back and like all 6,000 of my videos, drop hearts, hit the super thanks, show some love, and remember, bring the good energy. It's all about the good energy here. If you have trash energy, we are not going to tolerate that here, guys. This is for entertainment purposes only. We're going to take a look at Nottingham. But you know what? Let's take a look at Bosch one more time. Listen, who's going to win that draw? Who's going to win that tournament? Osaka's in the mix, guys. Pegula's the favorite to win it. She's plus 300 if you think she can win it. Osaka plus 400 if you think she could win it. And we have Ekaterina and Ludmila plus 500. Listen, I think Osaka's going to be a sleeper. She's going to be a sleeper in this draw. It's tough because normally you won't get a heavy hitter like that playing in a tournament like this. But Osaka needs to play grass. And she said herself coming into this season, after having the baby, she said, I want to really put a focus on clay and grass. And we all know the focus for her career has not been that. It's been hard. But it's good to see that she's trying. It shows that maybe this time around she's being more appreciative and she's taking things serious because Osaka, we love her, we know that, but and this is the part where I get fair criticism. If you follow the channel, we do this with every player. There's no player is exempt. We give every player their fair share of criticism, but it's with love. It's not out of disrespect. And it's my opinion. Everyone is entitled to their own. I think if Osaka would have put more focus on grass and clay, she'd probably have 7 or 8 slams by now. Because when she was at the height of her career, her peak, again, nonchalant, and I say it all the time, I think she loves tennis, but she's clearly not in love with it because she can walk away too easy. I think Osaka's a sleeper to win this tournament. But she's going to have to move well because this is the fastest surface of them all. And she does have cannons to kind of isolate, some of the flaws in her defense. But Osaka, straight up, her best defense is her offense. She has that powerful forehand. She's the best ball striker on tour, very technical, clean. She doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and her power, it's going to put you on the back foot. Osaka's too darn good. So I do think she's a sleeper to win it. Jess is coming back, but she hasn't played. I don't like when someone hasn't played and then they're hopping on a fast surface. That's tough because you're gonna see it. You're gonna see in her first match where she might be one step behind. Who's she taking on? I forgot who's just taking on. She is taking on, I want to say Sasnovich. I could be wrong. I think she's taking on Sasnovich. I try to do this stuff off of memory a lot of times because look, when I press record, it's go. Right? There's no script. It's off of memory. I think she's playing Sasnovich, and I think she owns the head against Sasnovich, but Sass is playing fast, so that's going to be a good matchup. Let's take a look at Burrell and Seville. Now, they played once. I do know Seville owns the head-to-head. Dasha. Trivia. What was Dasha's name before she got married? Anyone know? Listen, Buell, both ladies are struggling. They both haven't looked good, but I think Buell has played the tougher competition. Overall, Buell is one of the few players that can really match Dasha's shot making ability. Dasha has a short center of gravity. She's fast. Buell can match her speed. Buell can match her variety, her shot making ability. I do think Burrell has more variety when it comes to mixing it up. Dasher's going to have the power edge, and Dasher's going to have just overall that hustle to get balls back. Now, Buell's more tactical. She's a little more slick at winning points, where Dasher's just going to wear you out. But I think Buell should have enough to get by Dasha. I'm going to go with Buell to win this match, but this is probably the toughest match on the board. Next up, Watson and Day. Listen, Wimbledon, give Heather Watson a wild card into Wimbledon. She got robbed a couple years ago, guys. Remember when they weren't letting the Russians in, no points for no one. Osaka said, well, if there's no points, it's kind of pointless for me to play. Osaka's she's just so nuts. If there's no points, it's pointless for me to play. Osaka's too much. Listen, Wimbledon, let Heather Watson in, okay, guys? She needs to get back at least inside the top 100, so she's not struggling to, you know what I mean, to make these draws. She shouldn't have to qualify for these draws. She's getting older and she got robbed. She would literally be inside the top 100 if she had her points. It just made it tougher going into the next year. But I mean, listen, she has the experience here on grass. We all know she's got tons of wins on grass, you know, well over 50, taking on Kayla Day from the United States, who has just not, she's non-existent when it comes to grass. It's as simple as that. This is a matchup here where Heather Watson is going to get balls back. I do think she fades, though, you know, especially with her age being a bit older on tour. She fades. She gets tired a lot. I mean, she made the round of 16 a couple of years ago at Wimbledon. We saw her take out some tough competition. Tamara Korpatch, Wang, Qiang. Where's she at? What happened? She came and then she left. Yvonne, Iga's bestie, before losing to Niemeyer in straight sets. I think Watson wins the first set because I think she fades. And, you know, it's not really much more to say. I think she should win the match, but her stamina is going to be best in the first set. So taking the first set. Perry and Buxa, this is going to be a good match. Two really good clay players. Here's the thing. This surface plays very fast. Buxa's working on her forehand speed. I noticed she's getting a bit stronger. But, I mean, when I say she's working on her forehand speed, it's not like Iga, where Iga's literally her forehand speed improved 5 miles per hour year over year. I'm like, imagine the MLB, like baseball. Imagine a pitcher, like the fastest pitchers are at like 102 miles per hour, right, with their fastball. Imagine a pitcher that pitches 102. In 10 months, he comes back in the big leagues and he's pitching 107 miles per hour. You're going to be like, dude, what are you doing? How's that even possible, right? Imagine me, you know, I run 23 miles an hour. I come back 10 months later and I'm running 28 miles per hour. If you care about me, you're going to pull me aside and say, dude, what the freak are you doing? How's this even possible, right? So when I say Buxa's improving her speed, it's not like Iga speed, 5 miles per hour. That's just insane, right? It is because we're talking about hitting a shot where you would expect someone to be really like jacked up and, you know, 20 pounds of muscle. I mean, even then that's going to be tough, right? Like I said, I use the pitcher analogy, or even you can use the runner analogy. You know, if I run 23 miles per hour, for me to get to 28, I can't really get jacked up and big because it's going to compromise, you know, my foundation and my core. So that's just not impossible. I could do calisthenics and strength and conditioning, but 5 miles per hour is a stretch. For the pitcher example, if I come back to the big leagues and I'm pitching, you know, my fastball is 102 and I come back and I'm pitching 107 and I get jacked up, it's still going to be tough, right? A lot of things will be compromised as well, but to increase 5 miles per hour, no one's done it in the history of baseball. No one's done it. It's never been done. And these are grown adult men. It's never been done. No one's come back with a 102 mile an hour fastball and improved it to 107. It's never been done in baseball. So in terms of Buxa, she's getting stronger. I noticed that. But I do think that Perry on the faster surface, I don't like her long robotic serve. I think the windup puts her on the back foot and it puts her at a defensive, it just puts her on the back foot and it compromises her rallies. It compromises her service games. But I think she's very explosive. When she turns that motor on, I think she's going to be able to just blow Buxa off the court with her speed because this is grass now. This is not clay. Clay, I would give Buxa the advantage with the shot making ability, the rallies. I think she's a more consistent server because I don't like Perry's serve. I just think it puts her on the back foot. It's too long and robotic. It takes away from her speed. That if there's someone I would say needs to adjust her serve, I'm not really going to say Katarina because she gets back in her motion quickly, right? She's able to do it. I posted a clip where you go take a look, you can see it. But Perry, if there's someone on tour, I would say she needs to change her serve. And the reason why is because she's so fast and athletic, and that takes away from that. But I think she'll have enough to get past Buke. So I'll take Perry to win this match. I do think the first set goes over at 9.5. It's going to be a close match. Both ladies are going to hold. But I like Perry to win. Stefani and Linzu. Linzu is struggling. There's just no way I can back her. She's losing too many matches. Stefani's played good lately. I'll take Stefani to win a set. That's the pick. What's next, guys? We have Dart and Bolter. Two friends that just, look, they got into it last year. Remember that? I covered the video. I couldn't really hear what they said thanks to, the subscriber that came in and said Dart pretty much was saying to Bolter, look, chill with the celebration. That was over the top, right? So she pretty much tried to put her in check for celebrating. And I guess they know each other. And, Bolter was like, look, she didn't mean any disrespect. And Bolter grew up from here, Nottingham. She's the defending champion, by the way. Let's talk champions. Who's going to win this tournament, right? We have Ons in the mix. I think Ons is the sleeper, guys. Those drop shots that she is going to put on opponents, it's going to make it very tough to return against Ons. I think this is a tournament that Ons will still to keep her in the race for the finals. I think Ons is going to win this tournament, but let me see how this draw plays out. Let me take a look at the numerology. I haven't studied it. I'm just doing this off the fly here. I haven't even looked at this draw, to be honest with you, with the exception of the 4 to win it. I'll take Bolter to beat Dart. She's just got her number. And Appleton and Burrell. This is going to be a good match. Kimberly Burrell, good player. I think the first set, Kimberly should win. We'll take Kimberly to take the first set victory. Alycia Parks, AP in the building, taking on Pliskova. Now, this is the rematch, right? And where were they play? Where did they play at? Prague, the Czech Republic, WTA 500, where Alycia Parks, she played, who did she play? Barbora. Took her to a I want to say she took her to a tiebreak, if I remember correctly. Took her to a tiebreak. And Barbora slick. This is why she does so well against Iga Swiatek. She's got those tactics. And by the way, her and Katarina, amazing doubles run together. Guys, go check the community and ask a question. Do you think Coco and Katarina should continue playing doubles together? I still don't know why Barbora and Katarina split up. Does anyone know? Comment in the comment section. I don't know. I never really followed up with it. It just, something happened because they have so much history together, so many good memories. Something happened. Someone possibly needed a change or something. I don't know. But this is the rematch here. They played in the Czech Republic, Ostrava, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Indoor hard. We all know Alycia Parks indoor hard is lights out, ladies and gentlemen. Indoor hard, Alycia Parks. For every 14 matches she plays, she wins 10 of them. She's solid indoor hard. Now, you probably are wondering why. Why would someone be very good indoor hard? Because if you ever played indoor hard, those courts, they move a lot faster than outdoor hard. They're a lot more stable. They're a lot more solid. The foundation is for the most part, just flat and stable. You can explode forward. And with that rocket serve Parks has, followed up with the forehand, indoor hard's a different animal. All right, we saw her win Lions France, and she got a raw deal, by the way, guys. This is how the tour needs to improve. If you are a defending champion, I feel that you should be the number 1 seed by default. Or if your tournament is not being held the following year, you should have an automatic entry into whatever tournament is scheduled for that time period. We saw Alycia Parks, instead of defending her title and championship, She had to qualify for a tournament and she loses her points. We got to change that. That's not her fault that you're not having the tournament in the same, country. That's the tour's fault. They're negotiating money, trying to be greedy or whatever, just trying to survive, trying to make sure the tour's a success, but don't penalize the champion, right? Now, she beat Pliskova before. We all know Pliskova is one of the few ladies on tour to be number one and not have won a Grand Slam because she's been consistent over the years. Now, Parks would dish out a bagel in the first set to Pliskova. I remember that. Go watch the video. 6-love. She won the second set in a tiebreak. Now, Parks has been struggling, guys. She's only won, I mean, she's been struggling big time. She's only won 3 matches this year. She's lost 15, 1-6 on clay. She hasn't really played much on grass, but I do remember a couple of years ago, she took Ons to a tiebreak on grass in Germany, and she also beat Queenwin, right? So that was a couple of years ago. Now Pliskova, her game is pretty good on grass. She can serve and volley. She's got a wide serve, and I think all the Czech players are really good on grass. We're gonna take this. This is a pick here where Pliskova is one of the favorites to win it. So this is going to be a tough match for Parks to win. We're going to take the first set over 8.5. Parks is going to come out. She's going to hold serve and do her thing. For Parks to win this match, she's going to have to play fast. She's the youthful person here. She has the athletic ability. She's going to have the opportunity to hit passing shots against the bigger opponent, Pliskova, who, when I play these clips of Pliskova, you're going to see how sometimes she's just flat-footed and she just watches balls go. Parks is going to have to play keep away. She's going to have to step up, come across court, go down the line. Do not return to Pliskova. She's got a pretty solid forehand, but also Parks is going to have to reduce her double fault. She's going to have to hold. If I were coaching Alycia Parks, you know how Mayweather, like we used to be around the Mayweather training facility and all the professional boxers, and Mayweather, when he had a championship fight, you know how in a professional boxing match, the rounds are 3-minute rounds? Mayweather would box the entire fight. So basically he would do like 36-minute rounds, right? Non-stop all throughout training camp. Why? Because he's preparing himself for these tough, grueling matches where if he gets tired late in the 9th, 8th, 10th round, he knows he'll have the stamina because he prepared. Alycia Parks is so strong and so athletic. She's so gifted. If I were coaching her, I would literally have sessions. I'm talking about 30-minute sessions where just keep the ball in play. Keep the ball in play. Work on that amazing shot-making ability. Because what happens a lot is, she's a very explosive player. She loves to come forward and she loves to use her power against her opponents. But what I would like to see her do, sometimes just be prepared to play a little bit more patient, play a little bit more longer rallies. And now if I were coaching her, look, let's do 30-minute rallies. Let's work on that amazing shot making ability so we know we're untouchable. But we'll take the first set over 8.5. And that takes discipline. It takes toughness. And you have to put the work in. There's a saying, if you have a God-given talent and you don't perfect it or use it, you will lose it. And that's the case with a lot of these ladies. The window of opportunity is very slim. It's very short. Don't take anything for granted. Continue to put the work in. And I want to see Alycia Parks. I cannot see Alycia Parks going on another losing streak like this. 3-15. She's way too talented for that. And again, I explained it's been a tough break with not having that tournament in Lyons, France. That's a tough break. But we have to get Alycia Parks back inside the top 100. She's a big name. She's been one of the biggest personalities on this channel. We need to see her play. This is her opportunity here. This is going to be a tough match, but she's done it before. She should have the confidence to beat Pliskova, and she has what it takes. First set over 8.5. Golubic and Marino. This is going to be a good match. Now, Golubic coming off of that impressive victory over Barbora. And how's she going to do? Now, Rebecca has come through qualifiers. Excuse me, guys. Rebecca Marino has come through qualifiers, and that was an underdog pick. I posted that in the community. Easy pick, guys. Very easy pick. Rebecca has a strong serve. She got an underrated serve. She's a big, strong, physical player. And she's taking on Golubic, who has a one-handed slice. Now, here's the problem. Victoria's going to have the drop shots and the slices, but Marino's, I think this might be hitting practice to some extent for Marino. I think Marino's going to get balls back. I do think Golubic's going to win some service games, and Marino's defense is not good. So I could see Golubic winning games. I could see Rebecca holding with her serve. So we'll take the first set over 8.5. I think Rebecca could steal the match too, but we'll officially take the first set over 8.5. Those are the picks, guys. Enjoy. Have a good night. Like the video. Hit the super thanks. We'll be back.